Hey everybody, Newleaf here, and today we have the gargantuan task of crowning a top 10 list of all the episodes of Tale Season 2, so let's begin. So there's gonna be a two-stage approach to this. The first one, we're gonna go through all the 24 episodes that there are, and determine if they are top 10 material, and then we're gonna go to that top 10 list and organize it and see which one of these takes the crown. Alright, let's go. So our journey begins. Icy Prince, Allure has come to a quest where that's where they introduce her. Very, very good episode and very important episode, but is this top 10 material? I don't see it, people. I don't see this one being it. Heavy is the main that wears the fruit crown. This is such a fun episode, but also, I don't think that much happened. I think it was mostly filler, so I think this one we can also exclude from the top 10 list, I think. I already know that just this video alone is gonna trigger so many people, but we're gonna try to go through this as we go. Okay, alright, here we go. Here's gonna be the first controversy. Hitch and the main six were, you know, as Sparky gets his dragon friend, but again, this little dragon friend that he has is never touched up again in the entirety of, I think, all the episodes. So this is just a little bit of a side thing. However, I do like how we get to see a little bit more with Sparky and Hitch becoming super close to another. Still, I have to declare this a filler. It is a cool episode, but by no means am I going to include this in a top 10 list. Next one, please. Alright, yeah, this is without question. To me, this episode, I will admit, I have watched this on repeat multiple times, so without question, this is gonna be our first entry into the top 10 list. Good job, Jazz, Hearts, Rocky. One of my absolute favorites. Alright, Mysterious New Room. Oh my gosh, the letters are weird, but seriously. This is also a very pivotal one because of how it all ties the previous generations together with this one, but also develops Misty a little bit further. I'm so inclined to give this one, you know. We only have 10 slots though, that's the one thing. Alright, here we go. I'm putting my foot down on this one. This one does not get into the top 10 list. Next one. Already know people go into the comments. Swirlpool Starlight. Very nice one because it sets up sort of the other episodes. Like it teases things like the theme park or Misty fighting her alter ego, those things. I think that's what makes this stand out. But it sort of sets up the others, so to say. So it's like it's like the starter to a menu. So not top 10 material, unfortunately. The Lone Alicorn. I think this is one of the most, at least now we can say that is unsatisfying because we've never seen the conclusion. Because this episode tells us so much. It tells us about how there's more alicorns, a whole realm of alicorns you could have met, and it's also cool because all those people that keep trying to be like, hey, alicorns are super rare and whatnot, no, they actually just like hiding in this one realm. So it's also a little bit of myth busting as well, so this is also why I like this. But I think the most important one to me is it develops Sunny. It gives her purpose. It is what drives her through this entire season. It drives her to fight more of her kind, and that's why I'm gonna include this in my top 10 list. There you go. This is I think something that deserves to at least be there. Next one, the Bunny Beauties. Yeah, this is kind of forgetful. Not much happens there. It's just the bunnies being silly as they are. I think it is safe to say we can exclude this one without repercussions. Next, please. Cracked It. Oh boy, I don't like this one. I'm gonna come out and say this one has to do with the bunny. You know, the guy who only shows up around once a year for Easter, and where the gag has always been that there's too many bunnies and that he's busy. So he's literally a pest to all of Maritime Bay. And for that reason alone, we're gonna exclude this episode from our top 10. Get out! Okay, it was kind of violent. Alright. The Blockies. Come on, if I don't include this list, what do I have to say for myself as an Izzy fan, eh? You're going in there without question. I know this is sort of a little unfair because this one has like double runtime, but I don't care. It's awesome. Besides, Double the runtime is actually a good thing. So, yes, this one, without question, is this going into our top 10 list. Next one, Bird in a Good Book. I like this one because it sort of takes a spin on Dungeons and Dragons, but I don't think this is super consequential to the story. And it feels more like Hasbro promoting their other brand, that brand that has issues, by the way, that legit has been struggling for the past year or so. Yeah, safe to say it is a cool episode, but I do not feel this is a top 10 worthy candidate. Written in the Star Scouts, this is a very big episode to me because it tells us more about Sunny and her growing up, about her parents, and that is, I think, up to this point, one of those plot holes that hasn't been filled yet, and this episode fills it in the best of ways, so I think it is safe to say we can include this one in the top 10. I'm not sure about this one, I'll admit, but we're gonna have it in there for now. If we decide to later just kick it out anyway, we can still do that, right? Number 12. Where Rainbows Are Made. This is an easy one to me. This has so much fan service. The amount of references to the Rainbow Factory in this episode is just obscene. I'm pretty sure they knew exactly what they did when they made this episode. And also has a good song as well, so... yeah, episode number 12, you are also on the list for now. We are going to the next one. P plus P equals BFFS. Very interesting one because we see Posey sort of actually getting some development, something that's been absent for like the entire show. Still, the one thing I don't like about this, it's something that doesn't stay. Posey goes back to being sort of a rat in future episodes. We do get the sleepover episode where she like goes back to being cold and then warms up again, but after that she's basically back to being irritable for the remainder of the season, so not a top 10 unfortunately. Next one. Alright, this is where we're gonna go back into hot spicy territory. Alright. Swing and A Misty. This is the one where Misty goes camping and is super unhappy. The problem is the very next episode is also a Misty episode, also one where she focuses on her self-doubt and learns to overcome that, so we're gonna have to make a choice between those two. And excluding either one of these is already enough material to make a volcano boil over. Okay, what do we get? Swing and A Misty or Emotional Roller Coaster? You know what? I love roller coasters. And I also struggled as a kid with roller coaster, and also struggled with self-doubt and fighting alter egos. So, episode 15, you're in our top 10. I'll admit, I was very tempted to include both of them, but we're gonna see. We already have 6 in this list, mind you. Hall of Mirrors. Yeah, I think this is an easy one. It's a fun and entertaining episode, but I don't think too much gets going on in this one, so I'm gonna exclude this one for now. On to the next one. The Tiny Trot. Alright, here we go with another controversial decision. This is one that I really like because as someone who grew up on Takeshi's Castle, and for those of you who don't know this, it's basically this kind of show where there's like little parkours and the humans have to like cross over that, and I think that's kind of a spin on that, and so that's a personal favorite, and also because Izzy was super adorable. So, episode number 17, I will be including you in my top 10 list for now. I realize we only have 3 spots left in this. We're about to have to take some away here. Oh, the sleepover. What do we do with this one? The sleepover was super catchy and I liked it, but the one big issue I have with this is Hitch was basically forgotten and replaced with Posey. Hitch gets excluded so much. So for that reason, not part of my top 10, unfortunately. Dream Team Delight. You know, this episode managed to break my chair, cost me a wheel, made me tip over. It will be an absolute crime if this doesn't make it into my top 10. So episode 19, welcome to this illustrious circle of episodes that are awesome. Oh, this is nice. This is more controversy right here. Ooh, a new friend. Izzy finds a new friend. I remember this one. I think this was the only time someone like actually got threatened in their life and all that. So this is kind of a dark one for me. Do we want to put this? I'm almost considering doing it. Let's write this one. I'm just gonna put this not down for now, but if you like wind up with extra slots, we might come back to this. 21. I like this one, episode 21. This is a good one as well because it's so chaotic, but also a little bit of a dreamy episode with the showing us the world inside of vending machines. It's chaotic, but also we get to see everyone's powers and all that. I like that, but is it top 10 worthy? I don't know, people. I don't know about it. I think we're gonna go to I don't think it's going to. Yeah, this is important. Because this one teaches us a lot about Allure, and up to this point, Allure has just been that background character that's evil. But we learn about her intentions and what she does, and you almost feel bad for her a little bit, you know. And you know, this is almost a stark contrast to the previous villain, who was just evil because she wanted things. Allure is different because she, you know, is trying to meet up with her brother again and find him. And that, I think, is something that this episode puts forward very firmly into me. That's why we gotta put this in. We gotta put this one in. So, episode 22. I don't know. Do we... I know episode 22 is cool, but do we put it in? I don't know. I'm still debating on episode 20. Because we get to see... because it has Izzy, alright? Episode 20... You've just been promoted into the top 10. No favorites are had on this channel. Oh, we have 1 star remaining. Episode 23, The Water Park. Wait, this one has both Izzy and Comet. Right, I remember this one. Oh, this is already back to the beginning. I have to. Not only because it's just a good episode, but kind of as an ending, you know, it's sad that it ended, but I think for an ending, it's not horrible. But also, I love the fact that we got Izzy and Comet playing around in a water park. Yeah, welcome to my top 10 list, episode 23. And it seems we've given away exactly 10 spots in our top 10 list. Well done, sort of. I thought this was gonna be a little bit more of a wrestle, but ultimately, we managed it. Alright, ponies, you know what that means. We're gonna have to go to the tier list and determine who is my all-time favorite episode of Season 2. And here we are on the tier maker. I know the tier maker's kind of invaded the screen. So we're gonna do this like always. We're gonna pick one, put it in the center, and then decide if the next one is better or worse. So we have the one where Izzy gets a troll. I like how these are already 2 Izzy's, but I say we're gonna put this below the water park episode. Yeah. Then we have the Comet episode. That one has to go far into the top. Then we have the Tiny Trot. Is the Tiny Trot better than... I don't think... The Tiny Trot was cool, but I don't know. I'm gonna put this here for now. Misty and the roller coaster. I'm gonna put that in between these 2. The water park episode is such a fun one. Then we have this one. The Rainbow Factory episode, eh? What do we do with this one? I think it's... For it being fan service, I think it accomplishes that well. But... is it better than Tiny Trot? I don't know. They're both really awesome in their own way. I'm still not super certain about episode 20 being where it is either. We might switch that. How about we switch these 2? How about we make this one? Yeah, I think this is interesting. Yeah, just go back. Just go back. I think previously was better. Okay, so we have this one, the Star Scout episode where we learn about Sunny's parents. I think this is gonna be the first one that will unseat episode 19, but it will, or better said, it will unseat episode 23, but it will not go past Comet and... Alright, so we go to the inevitable spot where we determine our top episodes. Which one of these is going to walk away with the win. Lone Alicorn is great for the story, but unfortunately, just because it, like, never, we don't see the resolution of this. That is what hampers episode 7. But it is still such a good episode to me. I think I'm going to put this like so. Scoot everything up except for the Tiny Trot and just put that there. So we have 2 more episodes to go through. And I think these are 2, I'm just going to move these further up because I have a feeling we're gonna have to determine the win between these 3 right here. Is it gonna be the Comet episode where I broke my wheel? The one episode where I just keep watching it all the time, and the one episode that made me even more of a fan of Izzy. I don't even know how we're gonna break this tie, but we're gonna break the tie, people. You watch. We're breaking the tie right now. So, as much as I like the fact that the episode with Rocky and is so crushy, I have to say just the episode with Comet just hits a little bit more. Because, what do we do? But also I love the fact that Jazz and Rocky is such a sweet episode, but I have to do like this. Alright, so we come to the all deciding moment. And I think this one is clear to me as well. I think this one is kind of clear. Because one of these not only develops the character, but also develops all the other episodes, if you think about it. I'm gonna go ahead and put this here in a moment, but think about this. The special not only gives us Izzy's development, but also gives us the park. It develops Allure. It even teases at some of the others, like the sea ponies that we see in some of the leaked content as well. So, and of course, as a diehard Izzy fan, there is no question without a doubt that Blockies will walk away with the top spot for being my favorite episode of Tale Season 2. Congratulations! What do you think about this episode list? I think this is pretty respectable. I think it's interesting which one of these have come by. Let's see. Do we adjust any of the ones further down? I don't think we can. I'm kind of inclined to put the rainbow one up further, but I think I like where it is. The Tiny Trot is also sort of a meme. You know what? Let's go ahead and switch these 2. Just do like this. Switch these 2. Alright, and I think this is a very respectable top 10 list. What do you think about this? Would you have chosen differently? Would you have excluded some of these top 10s from my list? Tell me about it. Anyway, ponies, with that, I thank all you lovely ponies so much for watching. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye. And remember, ponies, we don't have any favorites. Look at this. There's like 4 thumbnails with Izzy. What do you mean favorites?